Couple faults to be aware of: your knees staying parallel to each other in the jump, and your body not leaning forward. Your starting position at the box jump should be about 1.5 feet away from the box. From there, you want to think about your feet somewhere between squat stance and underneath your hips. So the squat stance would be about shoulder width, and just a little bit inside of that is my comfort zone for the box jump. When you initiate the jump, you want to focus on engaging the hip and hamstring and glutes for a powerful jump up and forward. The way that I do this is I think about squeezing my butt and have my knees angle out just a little bit, because that tension is going to create stability and more power onto the box. From there, I want to have a hard landing on the box just like this, and then stand. A soft landing would look something like this. We want to avoid the soft landing for a couple of reasons, but a really good point is that if I land on the box right here, I only have to stand up a little bit, versus if I land in a squat, I have to do more work. It's also a little safer to land in tension than it is to land soggy. I also want to touch on a couple common faults with the box jump is when people tend to do the correct lean forward, but then their knees stay together and we can't get a good hop. When I'm doing the box jump, I'm focusing on, once I extend, my leg going out and around. It's very subtle, but it's going to help you get more range of motion. So look at this real quick. If I bring my knee up, this is all that I've got, okay, right here. If I bring my knee out and around, I can get it way, way higher. So the ability to increase the height of the box really has a direct relation to your ability to have this range of motion in your hips. If the box jump at our standard 20-inch height is too high for you, I absolutely encourage you to practice jumping, whether it's 1 inch off of the floor or 4 inches to 6 inches on a stairway. But the more that you can practice getting over the mental hurdle of jumping will help you over time get more comfortable with a taller box. But it is crucial as you go taller that we access this range of motion and we avoid bringing the knee straight up in front of you. Always be careful on the box jumps. You want your mind and body to be ready for jumping. So in this next portion, I want to talk about how we cycle through box jumps in a really safe way. I think about pacing strategies as far as how your mind and body are able to connect with each other. So if your mind is really fuzzy, your body might not be able to do the work properly. Once you get your jump onto the box and stand up, I want you to fold forward and then step down, and you're already in the position to go again. So it would look like this. Say you are starting to get very tired, we need to have a strategy on not just jumping when our body isn't ready, because that can cause injuries. So I would suggest jumping onto the box. Always fold forward to get down, but then step away and then walk back to the box. It's really important that you are purposefully jumping onto the box to prevent from tripping or falling backwards, because it's very common to skin your shins. It's also common to want to fall backwards and catch yourself, perhaps breaking your wrist. Those are very serious injuries that can be fairly common at the disguise of I'm trying to be really intense. The purpose of these workouts isn't to be intense beyond your personal limits. The idea is, how can you be safe and do it as fast as you can? So if that means backing off to meet you at your ability level, then that's what you need to do. So when I get really tired and winded, I might step away for a couple steps. I might get back in a couple steps, take my big breath, and then go for my jump. If at any point you're in the middle of a workout and you feel unsafe jumping, don't let your ego and greed take over to the point where you're going to cause an unsafe environment. So at that point, modify to just stepping up onto the box because it's right here. If you're in the middle of a workout, then do step ups for the time being and finish out your workout that way. The next time that you do a workout with box jumps in it, if you started with jumping but had to go to stepping because you felt unsafe or too fatigued, then I would like you to try to have a lower step. Still jump. If your body is physically capable of jumping, but maybe it was just too high for that workout, just find a lower height. There is a great energy that comes from box jumps that you actually don't get from the step ups. So I'd only want you to do step ups if your body physically cannot jump at all at any height, whether that's for injury or otherwise. So I'd hope that you would find maybe stairs or steps that are shorter. You can grab bumper plates if you've got them on hand, have a lower height, practice a consistent jump that you can do at a height that makes sense to your ability levels. Stay there for many workouts, and then over time, you can practice in warm-ups or accessory work, some taller height jumping so that you're not under fatigue while you practice, which is a very common misconception in some of our workouts, is that doing the workout is your practice, and it's not, it's your training. Think about practice being something that is in a circuit or a warm-up so that there is no time frame, no intensity that you need to worry about while you're trying to figure out a particular skill. Box jump is a really important one because in my history, it's caused the most injuries from people whose brain and bodies are not connected. They think it's such an easy thing for them to accomplish that they don't think they have to think about it. So I hope you watch this whole video on box jumps and that it's helpful for you.